I have this massive, scary idea for a documentary living rent-free in my head, and honestly, I'm terrified to actually start making it. It's easy to stay in the comfort zone. It's easy to just talk about being creative, but today, I'm forcing myself to take the actual first step. I'm heading to Newburgh, New York to scout for artists, real people making incredible work in their local community who might be the subject of my very first short film. I don't know what I'm going to find, but I know I have to get out of my own head and just get out there.
Okay guys, we made it. So the game plan today is pretty loose and I have a list about 3 or 4 galleries that I want to hit. So let's go to our first gallery.
Everyone who worked at this gallery was so nice, and I was able to talk to someone who knew more about the history of the building and the art that was inside it.
Yeah, so this building was made in 1925. It's all in Beaux-Arts architecture. We've been able to maintain a lot of the original construction material and a lot of the little details that you really can't find anywhere else now. So in this main floor, the ceiling, this is probably what catches people's eyes the most, and a lot of people compare it to Grand Central actually, is our ceiling of real vaults. It's functional vaulting, so it's not decorative, it's very structural. And I think like another special feature about this building is of course our original brass doors, the brass vaults downstairs, and our semicircular windows that line the building are really unique. Yeah, so this building holds a lot of history. It was the bank, it was a couple banks actually, probably 3 different banks after the Newburgh Savings Bank before it became Dr. Carpelli's Museum, and that shut down in 2018, but for a long time people came here to Dr. Carpelli's Museum where he displayed really old, like significant documents, copies of the Declaration of Independence, a lot of like local history. First, renovating and trying to make this place as safe as it can be, as smart as it can be to hold art and kind of make sure that we protect the art. Of course, that's our top priority, but we're gonna preserve as much as we can. We love this building, we love the history. A lot of us here, part of this gallery, are from Newburgh and just really care about the history of the city. And we're really lucky that this building is not gonna get demolished.
What I'm looking for isn't just pretty art. I'm scouting for a story. I'm looking for texture, for passion, for someone whose work makes you stop and ask, who made this and why? That's the heart of the documentary that I want to make. Walking through these spaces, it's intimidating. You're looking at the finished product of someone else's hours and hours of struggle. And it reminds me that this documentary that I want to make right now is just an idea. It's messy. I stopped in at Ann Street Gallery next to see what I could find. Turns out some of the artists were there having a showing, and I was able to meet some of them. After the second gallery, I decided to get some lunch because I was feeling pretty hungry at this point. Okay guys, we stopped to get some lunch, some tacos. That second gallery was amazing. The artist had some really cool abstract wall art. She was actually there. I got lucky. I was able to meet her, and it seems like she's interested in doing my short film. So I'm very excited about that. And yeah, those two galleries were amazing. I got a lot of cool contacts. I talked to some really cool artists, and I think this thing is starting to take shape. Afterwards, I made the walk back to my car because it was starting to get dark and it was starting to rain. But I am looking forward to the next step in making this documentary, and I can't wait for what's ahead.